Previously on Mowers and Blowers. Hey guys, how you doing? It's Henry at Mowers and Blowers. I'm back. It's been almost exactly a week since I came down with the flu. The bad part of all that was the first maybe 2 or 3 days where, shivering under the blankets and, it's body aches all over, But then rest and relaxation, a lot of fluids. That's how you kick the flu, man. It's going around the country like an epidemic these days, but, comes with the territory, When it's wintertime, it's just what happens. Anyway, so it's good to be back. I've missed doing videos for a bit, and I know you guys have missed some time as well, and hope everybody had a good start to the New Year's. Unfortunately, my start to the New Year wasn't so good. Coming down with the flu, and as, of course, right before the New Year, I had started up that Cub Cadet MTD 13.5 single-cylinder flathead engine from Briggs & Stratton, and started up, and I thought that I had that thing in the bag, And then just from some testing, trying to get that mower deck fixed, the engine blew. Connecting rod came right out of the block. Stuff happens. What are you going to do, But that's a bad start to my 2020 season. Practically day one, boom, it blows right in 2020, So I look at that as a loss, but like I said, what can you do? And that's why, fellas, that's why I don't pay for things, is because when you pay for something and it goes kablooey, you feel like crap, you know what I mean? Whereas if I got it for free and it blew up, I'm like, I didn't pay any money for it, no big deal. Parts, right? Parts is money, no matter what. But now I've got 4 lawn tractors sitting in the backyard there with no engine. And unfortunately, I feel even worse because one of them I actually paid for. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm not paying for anything in the year of 2020. You watch. I'm probably going to break that. If let's say I run into like a right stander or something like that, I might have to pay for that. But, we'll see what happens, okay? But it hasn't been a good start to the 2020 season yet. So this is going to be my second thing that I'm going to be working on in the new year. As you know, some nut wanted to buy this thing, but I couldn't get it started. And then after troubleshooting and all that stuff, I didn't have time to fix it because the guy wanted it, right? And so I referred my buddy Jason Pate's Performance over there, and he got a great sale out of it. So I'm glad I could help out my buddy. I hope that more of you guys would be like that too. If you can't make the sale yourself, right? If you got problems or your thing won't start, hopefully you can pass along that sale opportunity to one of your friends, Karma, it's a good thing, or a bad thing. It depends on what kind of karma it is, right? But anyway, so I thought I had flooded this carburetor when I was trying to start it for the first time. I hadn't started this thing in over a year. It's been sitting in my shed for over a year. I had 11 of these things. I had sold 10. This is my last one. And I almost sold it. If I could just get the damn thing started, you know what I mean? But anyway, so if you guys don't know anything about the Snow Commander, the Snow Commander is the largest single-stage snowblower I've ever seen. So as far as I know, the biggest single-stage snowblower that has ever been made. It's a 24 wide clearing path, and it's a 7 horsepower Briggs & Stratton R-Tek engine. This did have electric start when I got it, however it was busted when I got it, so I just removed it and took it out. This has 3, I'm going to show you the features of a Snow Commander before we do anything else. This Snow Commander has 3 paddles, okay, 3 rubber paddles. As you can see, the paddles, they're in this curved design, one like that. Why is it so difficult to turn this? very good compression. So what's unique about this also is that it has power propel. So power propel is, when you want to engage the paddles, you just pull the auger handle halfway, right? You can feel it halfway. Then if you want power propel, you'll pull it all the way. The front actually tips down so that the paddles will grab the ground or the snow, and it'll actually propel you forward and give you sort of a power assist, if you will. Another unique feature about this 7 horsepower 22 wide Snow Commander is it has pneumatic wheels. Both wheels on the rear are air-filled knobby tires. But another thing that you probably don't know is that this Snow Commander has 4 wheels instead of 2. You put this on the surface position, right? And what do you see? If you look carefully, yes, it has the 2 large pneumatic air-filled knobby tires. And by the way, these are a little bit flat. But all you have to do is put a little bit of air in them and it will just fine. It has this these 2 caster-like wheels on the back. They don't rotate or anything, but it just gives it more stability and easier to transport, you know. Get a little bit closer here. Don't be shy. This is the Briggs R-Tek engine, okay? It has the plastic carburetor on it. Out of the 11 that I had, they all started up and worked great. This one doesn't start up because I did a spark test and there was no spark coming out of the magneto. Disconnected the ignition switch wire so that there is no stoppage of that of the magneto, and I still tried to start it, and I tested the spark and there was no spark. So I ordered a new magneto and it came a couple of days ago, but I was still feeling a little bit under the weather, so I've been watching Shameless on Showtime. What a great series. What a dysfunctional family. And that's what we like to watch, is dysfunctional families. So I paid, I think, 11 plus tax for this on eBay. It's not an original. It's a Chinese copy. This is what it looks like. Brand new ignition coil, armature, magneto, if you want to call it. Now look. This happened to me one other time on a Snow Commander, and I removed the old magneto and I looked at it and I said, I don't understand why this doesn't work. It looks brand new, you know what I mean? But it was the problem. I had bought another fake one like this, you know, Chinese copy, put it in there for like 10 bucks or something like that, fired right up, you know? So I don't understand why magnetos fail. If any of you guys know, put it in the comments, or our followers can know. Why does a magneto fail even though it looks brand new, you know? People say that it's the corrosion or the plates that have just worn out over time. They said the average lifespan of a magneto is about 10 years. I really couldn't tell you. But the one that I took out that failed looked brand new, you know? Didn't look like there was anything visually wrong with it, but it didn't work. The bad thing about this Snow Commander, and I'll tell you what, is that it is so difficult to get to the magneto, okay? I'll tell you why. You practically have to disassemble this entire machine to get to the magneto. So it's 2 bolts over here, 5/16 screws actually, to take off this panel. In the interim, this is always going to be stuck in there. I mean, you could remove it, but it's kind of a pain in the butt. You know? Good compression, just won't start. once you remove this panel, you still really can't get to it because it's steel right here. So if you took off the gas cap, right, slightly lifted the plastic cover, right, you still couldn't get to it, right? Once you get into here, the only way to remove the entire cover here, this red cover, is you got to remove the chute handle. You got to remove the chute handle and the entire chute and the screw over here and over here to remove the red part. Now once you get to the red part, right, you're not even close to being done. I'll tell you why. Because the bottom part over here is all encased in a one stamped cage, all right? The only way to get access to that engine is from removing this engine cover. Again. It's all steel over here. The only other access is the cover that you use to access the carburetor. That's the only way. Engine is encased inside this metal frame. So the only way to get to the engine is by taking that red cover off. Once you get the red cover off, right, the gas tank is in the way of removing the metal engine cover. So you have to remove the gas tank completely off to get the to get access to the 4 screws that are holding the metal engine cover on. Only after you remove that metal engine cover is where you can have access to the magneto. It's a lot of work, you know? But over here at Mowers and Blowers, we don't do things because they are easy. We do things because they are hard. Why does that sound so familiar to me? Of course, I have to start working after my flu on one of the coldest days. I can't wait until it's nice and warm. Man, oh man, is that a pain. So they're all double-ended, which means that you gotta hold the other end with something, otherwise the screw will continuously spin. I've got my little Tykes chair there. For my height, it's absolutely perfect. It's funny because my friend John Pruss from Tennessee over at Turning Wrenches, you check him out, Turning Wrenches 85 over on Instagram. He saw this exact chair at his local Goodwill or thrift shop. And he's like, "Hey, how much is that?" "Oh, sorry, I think we have somebody already put a deposit down or bought it or something like that." He's like, "Ah, man, that's a patented Mowers and Blowers shop chair." So I mean, it's like I said, it's really hard to remove all this stuff. It's not hard; it's just very tedious. A lot of things to do just to remove the magneto. Lots of stuff. So I'm going to remove those 3 to take the chute off and the handle. So after those 3 nuts and bolts are removed, you're able to take off the chute handle as well as the chute assembly. Bolt and screw and nut right in there. Remove the gas cap. It's the only thing holding this together, hopefully. There it is right there. There's a better view of it. It's got like a spring-loaded clamp here to keep the tension of the chute. As you can see here, got the gas tank. Pretty good size. There was an issue with this gas tank years ago where they had a voluntary bulletin or something like that where they had a problem with these fuel tanks that would leak all the time. This one looks good. over time the side seals would leak. Actually, this looks like this is a replacement. See that? So as you can see, it has a fuel filter, leads down to the carburetor, and the only way to get this assembly off right here, this is the cover, the magneto is right under here, so you have to remove all this. Problem is, you see the recoil starter attached to the engine cover is attached to a bracket that is held on to the gas tank. So the gas tank has to be removed completely for you to have enough room to remove the engine cover. It really is a pain in the butt. I don't know why they designed it this way. I guess they had real no choice, but... So, just before I tore into all that stuff, right, I decided that I'm just going to take the spark plug out again and give it another try. I pulled the thing, and there was spark. I'm going to try to get you closer so you can see what I see. Don't ask me why things happen for certain reasons. Don't ask me why it happens. Now, whether or not this ground thing here moved a little bit just to give it spark or not, who knows why? But once I started removing this stuff, it starts to work again. I just don't get it, you know. I guess the good news is that I don't have to remove it now, you know. It was working the whole time, you know. Just don't know if it works. So I'm going to try to start it up now and put the spark plug back. I just put the spark plug back. I'm just going to give it a crank and see what happens. You can see that there's a lot of fluid in there. Honestly, I mean, I'm stoked that I don't have to take it apart and fix it, you know what I mean? But I don't, you know, you kind of wonder why didn't it work, you know? Well, I guess I'm just gonna have to put all this stuff back again. Pretty happy though that I didn't have to take it apart. I really didn't need to do this video because I already had a video on how to remove the armature on this thing. So if you guys want to see how to remove the magneto out of the Snow Commander, I'll put a link into the description. But right now I'm going to put this back together again, piece by piece. And it's a good thing I didn't tear into it, huh? It's a good thing that I tried it again before I did that. But I tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm going to remove this nut over here, right? And then go over it with a wired bristle brush to get some of the corrosion out so we have a good ground. I have a feeling that when I moved that around, right, it created a better ground, and that was the reason why it probably started. Who knows why. See, it starts now. Just cleaned up that ground bolt there to the wire. Nice. Nice. I'm glad I was able to get this thing running without much hoopla, other than just removing it in anticipation of changing the magneto. But you know what? Now I've got a spare magneto. I have no idea what I'm going to do with it. You know, guess I'll sell it on eBay and I'll label it as Snow Commander magneto. You know, so instead of trying to find the exact model number or whatever, I'll just put it on eBay as Snow Commander magneto along with the model number and stuff. So maybe able to sell a little bit easier. It's pretty dirty. I'm gonna brush it off a little bit and see if we can get this a little bit cleaner. I wanted to get a little bit cleaner than this because I was telling my friend Jason he wanted to do me a favor, and that day that I couldn't sell it, right, because the magneto was busted, but apparently it wasn't busted. He actually offered to give me his Snow Commander so I can make the sale, but I didn't think that was fair for him because mine is in worse condition than his. You know, his I knew was in great shape. You know, and mine also doesn't have electric start, which I found out he didn't have his either. But either way, his was in much better shape, so I didn't think it was fair for me to sell his and then give him back this thing. You know what I mean? So that's why I just let Jason sell his. You know, it's better that way because he makes more money that way. So I'm going to use some, as you can see, somebody spray painted this area with that. So I'm just going to get some brake cleaner from my friends over at Lucas Oil, and get that off and try to make this a little more. See that? It's a little bit of that Quick Color Black 98-cent spray paint I got from Home Depot. Just through the sides, got rid of all the scratches. Went over it over here. I mean, that Quick Color paint, you don't even have to mask because you can just wipe it off. It's that crazy how easy it is to do. There's not that much paint in that Quick Color, which is why it's 98 cents. It's mostly air, so it mimics like a paint booth. You know what I mean? More air, less paint. Get a better even spread. Anyway, I used some ATF, automatic transmission fluid, from my friends over at Lucas Oil Products. Give it that nice oily shine, you know. With ATF, you shine it on, looks great. You can wipe it back off again, and keeps its shine. It's really cool. I did get that black stain off. There was that black spray paint over here. That brake cleaner from Lucas Oil Products came right off. Looks pretty good, doesn't it, guys? It didn't take me all that long either. Got this thing running again. I just took it apart. Something moved, whatever, ground it better, cleaned up the ground wire a little bit better. Now it starts, no problem. I said it starts, no problem. Again, I just took some fresh pictures after the shine. I'm going to list it for my usual $300. I'd be lucky to get $300 for it. Pumped up the tires a little bit, hard as a rock. This thing runs great all the time. I'm happy that I didn't have to change the magneto. I'm suspecting it was just simply that ground wire that was corroded over the years. You know, you loosen it up, take the washer out, file it down with that wire bristle brush, put it back on there. And, you know, as long as the ground is good, you know, it should start fine. Anyway, I'm glad I didn't have to take that, replace the magneto. To get this thing running, I feel pretty good about it. So that's, this is the first successful thing I've done in the year 2020. I'll see you fellas next time on Mowers and Blowers. Hey guys, support my channel, buy a sticker. Also follow me on Instagram at Mowers Blowers. Check out my website, mowersblowers.com. See you guys on the next project. Have a great day.